So we've been speaking recently to MNOs, more so in the emerging markets, and talking to them about what they can do to actually counter the declining revenues that they're seeing. The MNOs have mentioned that a large part of their income was based on MTR, the mobile termination rate, which they receive for inbound calls and texts, but that's obviously been threatened over the last half decade. So we were looking to assess what these dangers and threats are. Clearly, OTTs have been eating the telecoms world, and this is especially true for emerging markets that have large diasporas. MNOs traditionally, with large diasporas, benefited from increased MTRs due to the nature of international inbound and outbound calls and texts. But with the advent of peer-to-peer OTT operators, a big chunk of that has gone away. Emigres from local operators are now starting to look for alternative low-cost options, be it SIM card based or OTT based, to stay in touch with their friends and family who have departed the country. And finally, although it hasn't been so much during 2020, international travellers have been using host MNO services less and less for when they're travelling, both for business and leisure, due to excessive roaming charges, and looking to stay in touch with friends and family. They typically use alternative services or a local service in country where they travel to. The solution set we've been discussing with such MNOs to counter the declining revenue from MTR and the attack from OTTs is to actually launch MNO services, which is an OTT approach to traditional SIM-based services. By creating one's own branded telecoms OTT app, they can join the OTT crusade rather than fight by targeting both the diaspora and their existing users when they travel outbound. The app, of course, offers all the peer-to-peer functionality you'd expect, plus more, such as international credit transfers. And over time, we're layering more and more services to this core value proposition, including data plans and data bundles using eSIM type services, remittance, utility payments, and so forth. This service can also allow the MNOs to create new incremental revenue streams by offering virtual mobile number subscription to their local users, their travelling users, and their wider diaspora, which they haven't typically been able to target in the past because their networks are geo-locked to certain territories. But taking an OTT approach, a branded white label approach, these MNOs can now offer services across multiple territories, typically neighbouring countries, where they have a lot of movement and diaspora users.